You're not overthinking, you're avoiding. Avoiding a truth you don't want to face. Avoiding a step you don't want to take. Avoiding the silence where real answers live. You tell yourself you're just being careful, that you need more clarity. But clarity doesn't come from spinning thoughts. It comes from stepping through them. The Stoic doesn't get lost in mental loops. He sees what they really are: protection, distraction, a comfortable prison dressed up as analysis. Your mind wasn't built to hold every possibility, yet here you are, replaying old conversations, imagining every outcome, building futures that don't exist, and reliving pasts that can't be changed. You're not thinking, you're drifting. And the Stoic knows overthinking is not intelligence, it's fear without direction. A loop designed to keep you still while pretending you're making progress. It feels like caution, but it's really control. A desperate need to predict life instead of facing it. The Stoic doesn't fear thought. He fears thought without purpose. Because the danger isn't in thinking too much. It's in never questioning where those thoughts are taking you. He doesn't argue with his mind. He watches it, with stillness, with space, with command. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every fear deserves a seat at the table. And not every voice in your head is speaking truth. Some are just echoes, old patterns, old pain. The Stoic sees them, names them, then moves anyway. So here's the reset. First, pause the loop. When your mind starts spinning, don't argue with it. Interrupt it. Stand up, breathe deep, change your environment. Because momentum favors movement, not thinking harder. Second, redirect. Ask yourself, what exactly am I avoiding by thinking this much? Because every loop has a door, and that question is the key. Third, act. One small move, one clear decision, something real, something physical. Because thoughts grow louder in stillness, but they shrink when you move with purpose. The Stoic doesn't wait for the storm to clear. He trains to walk through it. He doesn't demand a quiet mind. He demands control over how he responds to the noise. He knows overthinking is a habit, not a fact. A loop you reinforce every time you freeze instead of move. So he moves, with intention, with calm, not because the fear is gone, but because he no longer lets fear run the show. And that shift, that quiet, steady break from the loop, that's where freedom begins. You're not stuck because you don't know what to do. You're stuck because you keep asking the same questions, hoping one day they'll give you permission to move. But the Stoic doesn't wait for permission. He breaks the loop, not by force, but by awareness. So here's your question. If you stopped overthinking today, what would you finally have to face? And if that question shook something in you, subscribe and hit the bell. Not for noise, but for focus, for clarity, for that one reminder that snaps you out of the loop and puts you back in control.